with 700 remaining is Michael McKillop, and in second place is Liam Stanley.
6 seem to be in it, and Brad Scott at the trail of the field and his main rival at the front. Michael McKillop is dictating terms now. Our runaway front runner Arahak has come back to the field, and so it's McKillop's, you would think, to lose from here. He's such a powerful runner over the last lap and a half. Expect him to do the job as they come into the home straight.
Well, McKillop's in the lead, and it's Stanley on his shoulder who's put in a great performance so far. And the man from Victoria in British Columbia, well, they will have been roused out of the beds early this morning. We're at the bell, and McKillop has got Stanley on his shoulder. Jemai is in third place. Aharak is in fourth. In fifth for Canada's Dobson. McKillop, a very strong club runner as well. He's won in the IAAF circuit regularly. He's won races in the likes of the Morton Games in Dublin. McKillop's leading this, but he hasn't shaken off Liam Stanley yet. He's got a lot of stamina, this Canadian. McKillop's having to fight very, very hard. A real battle for the gold for him this time. McKillop is holding on. McKillop keeping the lead. Stanley in second place. Now he begins to put the hammer down. And Michael McKillop, who's been in this situation so many times before, the 3 times Paralympic champion across Beijing and in London, leads Liam Stanley heading into the final straight. And Rio de Janeiro is going to hear the Irish national anthem. It's Michael McKillop heading for the line, and for the 3rd Paralympic Games, it will be gold for McKillop. Brilliant running from McKillop once more. He's the champion on the treble. 4:12.12. Stanley, a brilliant silver for Canada. 3rd is Jemai for Algeria. 4th for Morocco will be Aharak. 5th for Canada will be Dobson. And 6th for Australia will be Brad Scott. No podium for Brad this time. And a lot of hard yards being done. Espinosa in 8th. Dominguez will be in 7th. Michael McKillop gets the acclaim of the Engine now in Rio de Janeiro. Paralympic champion again. It's very hot here, as in 7th place. Dominguez crosses the line, and Espinosa in 8th. The first ever track and field athlete from the Virgin Islands to compete at the Paralympic Games. Only the 2nd Paralympian from his country ever. He's going to cross the line now. He's done it. And he's won his own race. 30,000 acclaiming him and acclaiming the great, the one, the only, Michael McKillop.
And Michael McKillop, a master over 800 and 1500. Scott, one of his main rivals, just couldn't keep with him today. It was a great race offered up by Liam Stanley, but I just felt with about 300 to go, Stanley had a look over his shoulder to see how far back 3rd and 4th were, because the pace was starting to be applied by Michael McKillop, and that's when the issue was settled, really. McKillop tore away from Liam Stanley, who had applied some good pressure through the middle stages of the race, but Michael McKillop is just too good, too strong for too long, and he won it convincingly. Didn't leave too much out there. He was exhausted, so he had Jemai racing away with an early lead. He drifted back to the pack early on. McKillop and Australia's Brad Scott ran side by side. Strangely, Brad Scott just wasn't up to the pace today.